While The Big Bang Theory's divisive pregnancy twist might have been infamous, the biggest issue with the show's central couple arrived a lot earlier in the show's timeline. How much a viewer enjoys The Big Bang Theory series finale depends a lot on their favorite character from the sitcom. For fans who love Jim Parsons Sheldon, the show's ending was a dream come true. Sheldon won his Nobel Prize and delivered a touching speech that proved he had finally learned the value of friendship throughout the series. It was sweet, moving, and a perfect encapsulation of his character's development. However, anyone who cared about Raj might have left the finale feeling very differently. Much like young Sheldon's Missy was lost in the spin-off's otherwise strong ending. Raj received a pointless coda that left him single, professionally uninspired, and lacking a clear direction for his future. Even Raj's fate was arguably preferable to that of Leonard and Penny, as noted at the time by Vulture critic Catherine von Arendonk. Throughout the show's 12 seasons, Leonard consistently talked about wanting children, while Penny was adamant about remaining child-free by choice. This was a rare character trait in sitcoms and one that made Penny stand out. The Big Bang Theory resolved Penny and Leonard's will they won't they too early. The show's focus on Sheldon helped end Leonard and Penny's story early. As such, some viewers were understandably disappointed when Penny suddenly changed her mind off-screen and announced an unexpected pregnancy in the show's series finale. Although the finale is still often listed among The Big Bang Theory's best episodes, this twist didn't sit right with many viewers. The main issue viewers had with the twist was that it appeared to come out of nowhere, but the problems with the revelation were deeper than its abrupt arrival. When the series began, The Big Bang Theory was primarily focused on whether the glamorous, charismatic Penny would end up with the geeky but well-meaning Leonard. However, this will they, won't they romance was solved surprisingly fast. The pair were dating by season 3, reunited for good by season 5, saying "I love you" by season 6, and engaged by season 7. Leonard and Penny were already married by The Big Bang Theory season 9, which is almost unheard of for a sitcom's lead couple. This shockingly fast progression was facilitated by the show shifting its focus to Sheldon, thus indirectly resulting in The Big Bang Theory's divisive finale. The shift made sense since the show's breakout character deserved more screen time, but Leonard and Penny getting together meant the show's original main storyline was resolved early. Penny and Leonard's The Big Bang Theory story tanked after they got together. Most sitcom romances aren't resolved until their finales. In family sitcoms like Modern Family, Malcolm in the Middle, Roseanne, The Simpsons, or Young Sheldon, the central couple is usually married before the show begins and remains that way throughout. In contrast, in comparable hangout shows like How I Met Your Mother, New Girl, or Friends, the show's original love story is usually its narrative through-line. As such, this primary plot typically lasts until the series finale. Ross and Rachel, Nick and Jess, and Robin and Ted all get together for good in the series finale, not earlier in the story, since this maintains a clear focus throughout the show's many twists, turns, and diversions. In contrast, The Big Bang Theory ruined Leonard's character arc and left Penny with a stagnant storyline by bringing its main couple together too soon. Although the duo did weather a few breakups and big fights, they were married by season 9 of a 12-season series. As such, their slide into predictability was inevitable. Penny's decision to remain child-free did make her stand out in the sitcom landscape, with only How I Met Your Mother's Robin acting as a contemporary character with similar life plans. However, the show should probably have jettisoned this character trait earlier to give Leonard and Penny a more meaningful plot as the show continued into its 10th year. If Penny and Leonard had to get together so early, then The Big Bang Theory should at least have given the pair children before the series finale, so their storylines would have a new focus. While The Big Bang Theory's next spin-off is destroying its entire universe as part of its premise, the original show needed some of this energy in its main storyline. Leonard and Penny didn't face any major obstacles after marrying, meaning their storylines felt flat and uninspired in later seasons. While Sheldon and Amy were handling their first breakup and later their engagement, Bernadette and Howard were navigating parenthood and the death of Howard's mother. In contrast, Penny and Leonard were simply fine. How The Big Bang Theory should have handled Penny and Leonard's story. Leonard and Penny had little left to do in later seasons of The Big Bang Theory seasons. While a stable relationship might be optimal in reality, it can be the kiss of death for a TV show where conflict breeds both comedy and drama. The two characters felt awkwardly stuck as the show continued around them, and Leonard and Penny's fights couldn't help but feel petty compared to those of their friends. While young Sheldon was foreshadowing character deaths, Penny and Leonard were arguing over whether Penny could be trusted to work with her ex. If this sounded insulting, it is because it was. If the pair were so perfect for each other, they should have been able to handle something as simple as Leonard's trust issues without a major conflict. However, The Big Bang Theory left the duo with nothing else to talk about, since they were married and faced no major impediments to their relationship. Thus, their plots invariably felt overblown or unnecessary, as if the writers were inventing problems for them. This resulted in a version of Penny who forgot her acting dream and the most toxic iteration of Leonard. If the pair had bigger, existential problems to face, or if they simply hadn't settled down so early, they would likely have had stronger storylines with more organic conflict as the show reached its final seasons. Instead, Leonard and Penny's own communication became the couple's biggest enemy. Without some well-established external issues that kept them apart, Penny and Leonard got together too soon and ended up sniping at each other over every little thing instead of working their way through major meaningful dramatic conflicts. In the process, The Big Bang Theory proved that viewers can have too much of a good thing when a love story wraps up early.